main focus of this is on Scav Karma, and I want to make sure that I give enough time to this so that you guys get a good idea of what the Karma system is all about and the best way to go about grinding it, and also why the Scav Karma system is as broken as it currently is. So Scav Karma is Fence Reputation. Fence Reputation is Scav Karma. They are the same thing. The best way to generate Scav Karma, good Scav Karma, for the benefits of good Scav Karma is to blow up your fence rep and get it as high as possible, as fast as possible. The base way to lose fence rep is to kill other scavs. The way to gain rep is to help other scavs, kill rogue scavs that have killed other scavs already, and to help scav bosses. You can also gain additional rep by taking a car extract as a PMC and as either a scav or a PMC taking a duo extract on any of the maps. Now, fence reputation affects the scav junk box when you send people out to go and find items for you for a fee. The cooldown for that will increase or decrease based on your positive or negative reputation. If you as a player scav have been noticing that you don't have that many exfils to choose from anymore, or that you're kind of stuck on a map with an exfil that you can't use, it's because your reputation went to crap and you need to do better. Also, the car extract fee will rise and fall based on that reputation. Obviously, the kit for the scav that you're running at the time is going to be affected by the rep. The better rep you have, the better kits you get. And the prices of items as you try to sell them to fence will either be higher, better, or lower, worse, depending on the rep that you have with fence. In-raid benefits include things like the AI scavs being more willing to help you if you kind of wave them toward you and tell them to come with you to help you along the way. If you have crap rep, they're going to ignore you, or in some cases, they'll even fire upon you. With high rep, they act as guards, as if you're like some kind of mini scav boss. If you have really, really low reputation, all of the AI scavs on the map are going to attack you like you are a PMC, kill on sight. And even bosses will be considered allies at a certain point. Even just now, with my rep barely above 0.1, I have the ability to walk up to any one of the scav bosses that I want and get right up in their face without them aggroing or trying to kill me. Kind of cool. Also, last but not least, when you get to max rep on fence, which is 6.0 crown level, you will have the ability to purchase uninsured items from fence as a vendor. So what are the amounts? Well, if you, as a scav, kill another scav of any kind, as long as they were considered peaceful at the time, you will take a negative rep penalty of 0.02 points. Bog 25 sniped. Which doesn't sound too bad, but it does stack up pretty quick. Now, this also can cascade. The first scav was 0.02, the second scav is 0.04, the third scav is 0.06, etc. Now, with you as the aggressor having killed that, if a third-party player scav then comes along and kills you as having been marked as a bad guy, that person will net a positive of 0.1 rep. Standing with fence increased by 0.1, not 0.01, 0.1. 5 times greater than the initial loss of rep that you took after killing the first guy. If you take a duo extract, it's somewhere around 0.2 points, which is pretty substantial. And if you take a car extract, it is somewhere between 0.165 and 0.25, which again is very substantial, especially considering as your rep improves, the cost of using that extract decreases. Right now, my rep is somewhere around 1.7, and my car only costs like 2,500 rubles if I take the bridge extract on woods. But the current iteration of this system is broken, and here's why. You can go into a raid with a 4-man stack of scavs at any point in time that you want, what we always called a scav army. If you go in with a scav army and scav A in your team decides that they're going to kill another member of your team or another scav somewhere on the map, they get marked, meaning that your other teammates in your scav squad can kill that marked person and gain that 0.1 rep. So if we then extrapolate from here, you can do this a couple of different ways. If 3 of the 4 members of your team go out and kill other random scavs on the map one at a time, and then you clap them, you get 0.3 rep for every scav run that you do, assuming that you saw nothing else. 0.3 is pretty substantial to be gaining every 20 minutes or so. Again, for a really mediocre penalty of 0.02. The second way that you could do it is if you're all trying to level up kind of at the same rate, You can just each stand in some type of triangle that does it as a round robin, where player A kills player B and then player C kills player A, and then you can just do it as a round robin, where instead of player B being the first person to die, it is now BCA and then CAB. See what I'm saying? For every 3 rounds that you do among you and your buddies, you end up generating 0.08 positive-sided rep. And this, again, is if you are in a team together at the same time. Now, the reason why I bring this up is because Nikita already knows about it, and he's already fixing it. So by the time that this ends up being seen by most of you, it will probably already have been repaired. But in the off chance it takes him a little bit to have to modify this, by all means. The other thing that we don't know is whether or not there's a cap on the rep at all. We don't know if 6 is the max or if it'll let you go up to something like 10, because if it can, that also gives you a bit of a cushion to be able to run a rampage on some map somewhere sometime and kill all the scavs that you see, and it really won't hurt your chances of staying in everybody else's good graces. Oh, Vlad, he's so cool, but yeah, every once in a while he go crazy, kill a bunch of people, but it's all right. Scav boss still think you're cool. Seems a little bit weird, right? Honestly, the best way to grind this out as a solo player is to just use a car extract every single time you go to leave a map. Work your way up through the woods village, whatever, and get to the bridge extract, take the bridge extract out. It doesn't matter whether or not you get a run through. As long as you take the bridge extract and leave, the cost is going to go down because your rep with fence is going to go up, and it goes up by a pretty substantial amount. Like 0.2 rep is not nothing. That's a lot, especially considering that you can take in a PMC and just constantly grind that same section over and over and over again as long as you get to the car and leave. But this does raise one really interesting point that seems to kind of conflict a bit with the lore. And that is that fence is incredibly forgiving. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense. In this case, for every 5 scavs, 5 AI, passive, whatever scavs that I kill, all I have to do is kill 1 rogue scav and I am flush. It doesn't seem to make a lot of sense, especially considering that Fence is a person that is primarily an information broker, runs the underworld more or less, and has ties to every scav boss on the entire map, which also means that unless Fence is incredibly desperate to have everyone want to work together, he shouldn't be very trusting of anyone, and it should take time for somebody to be able to generate some positivity with the guy. So for him to say, yeah, you killed 5 of my operatives, but then you ended up killing this one really crappy operative, and that made up for the 5 people that you killed, doesn't seem to make a whole lot of sense to me. In fact, in my mind, it should be the other way around. It should be like a 5x penalty if you end up killing something that you shouldn't as a scav. And I don't know if this is the way that Nikita is going to go with it. It just doesn't seem to fit how Fence would act. I mean, I wouldn't be that trusting. Intelligence level boss or whatever that Fence is supposed to be. I don't know, guys. But anyway, thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch the video. I really do appreciate your time. I hope you guys have a good one, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.